If you could please give us your full name again and your title.
Absolutely. My name is Mason Harrison. I'm the head of communications for Crowdpac.
Perfect. And Crowdpac is going to be doing an event here in Phoenix soon, right? If you wouldn't mind telling me about that a little bit.
Absolutely. So we're heading to Phoenix on the 18th of April. And what we're doing is we're teaching candidates the basics of running for office. There is still time to run for office this year. The filing deadline for candidates is May 30th. And so we're heading to Phoenix on the 18th. We're hosting a free training. We'll have drinks, we'll have food, and we're going to be covering the very basics of running for office, how to raise the money you need to be able to win, basics on strategy, what you need to do to hire a campaign staff. So if anybody is thinking of running for school board, local city council, state or federal office, we'll be there to answer questions with a team of political experts.
Mason, usually when you hear about crowdfunding, crowdsourcing, it's unfortunately a lot of times where people who need aid financially for, say, a loved one died, or say they need assistance with medical costs. So how did Crowdpac come up with this idea for campaigning?
You know what? When we launched Crowdpac, we looked at sites like Indiegogo, Kickstarter, and these amazing sites that have done so much to bring new products to market, new types of investors into the fold. And we thought this could have amazing application in the world of politics, helping new candidates and new small dollar donors enter the process. We have a problem with big money in our political system. And so doing everything we can to increase the number of small dollar donors and number of candidates running for office, we think could make a big difference. And so far it's working. We've got thousands of candidates across the country running for office, 67% of which are doing it for the very first time. So if you've ever thought about running for office, I suggest you come to our training. You can go to crowdpac.com/Phoenix and register for free, and just come to learn. Learn what it takes to run for office. And on crowdpac.com, you can actually get started collecting pledges for your campaign in a matter of 5 minutes.
I think you made a great point there, because so many people, they want to run for office, they want to represent whether it be their city or their state, but they just don't have the money for it. So talk about what people can expect on this event here next month.
Well, we're going to teach the basics of crowdfunding your campaign and how to kickstart your campaigns. Crowdpac allows you to collect pledges of support for a potential campaign to let you gauge whether or not you do have the support to be able to run. And donors aren't charged unless you do enter the race. And nothing happens unless you decide to run. So it's a great way to get people to help make their first political donation, or help people get off the sidelines and consider running for office. But we've worked with thousands of candidates across the country. We know what works. We know what doesn't. We know that anybody can do it if you have a social media network or a network of your own. And we're going to teach you the basics on how to do that.
Mason, forgive me if you already said this, but why was Phoenix chosen as a market to do this sort of event?
Well, Phoenix is obviously a really important state. We're a bipartisan company, and Phoenix has folks on both sides of the spectrum. So we want to include everybody. This is a nonpartisan event. And the other thing is Phoenix's filing deadline. It's one of the few states that has a late filing deadline. So what we wanted to do is make sure that we hit Phoenix before the filing deadline, so that anybody who's still weighing a run, still deciding if they want to get off the sidelines and get in the race, we can be there to help get them through the process. And our political team will be there, and we're very open to be able to have one-on-one consultations with folks who are thinking about doing this.
All right, and just to wrap things up for people who may just be tuning in or possibly missed our interview here, if you wouldn't mind just telling everybody again exactly what is going on, when, and how they can find some more information.
Absolutely. April 18th, we've got a free training, free drinks, free food. We're going to teach people the basics of running for office. And if you've ever thought about running for office, go to crowdpac.com/Phoenix, register for our free event. And we'd absolutely love to see you there. I'll be there, and I'm really looking forward to getting to Phoenix.
Well, thank you so much for your time this morning. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for your time, and look forward to seeing you there.